Awaken your spirit, chosen ones. In the end, we all become the villains in someone's story. There's something irresistibly captivating about stepping into your villain era. It's not about turning into a cold-hearted monster. It's about finally embracing the raw, unapologetic power that leaves others utterly spellbound. Like a slow-release drug, they're hooked on you, unable to quit, even when it's bad for them. And let's face it, that's part of the fun. Here's a fact. Studies show that people are biologically drawn to unpredictability and emotional highs and lows. It's why they stick around, even when they know you're bad news. You've become their greatest thrill and worst nightmare. An emotional roller coaster they can't stop riding, even if it makes them sick. You're not their savior, you're their addiction, and they're trapped. The more you push, the deeper they fall. And the truth is, they don't really want to be saved, do they? After all, who said villains don't have more fun? Number 1. Unforgiving magnetism. Being in your villain era is about reaching a level of magnetism that transcends trying to please or impress. You've stopped caring about fitting in, and instead, you've stepped into a version of yourself that's completely free. This shift in energy makes you impossible to ignore. It's not because you've become cruel or heartless. It's because your confidence and indifference have combined into something that pulls people toward you with undeniable force. People are naturally drawn to power, and when you stop seeking validation, you embody it. You're no longer bending over backward to make others comfortable. Instead, you exude a presence that is both unsettling and irresistible. They sense that you don't need them, and that's what hooks them. There's an intensity in how you carry yourself, in your quiet confidence, and even in the moments when you seem completely uninterested. That calm indifference, it drives them mad. They want to know what's going on in your mind, why you don't react the way they expect, and why they can't seem to break free from thinking about you. It's not manipulation. It's simply the power of self-assurance, of living without seeking permission. They are drawn to you because, consciously or not, they crave what you have, a sense of freedom, of fearlessness in being yourself, a way of moving through the world that isn't hinged on anyone else's opinion. You've become magnetic because you've become yourself. And that's a power so many people can't resist. They might not even understand why they're so hooked on you, but the truth is they're drawn to your unapologetic essence. And the fact that you don't need them makes them need you even more. Number 2, controlled chaos. When you enter your villain era, you bring an intensity that feels like chaos. But it's not random. It's a carefully controlled force that you wield with precision. You've learned how to manipulate the energy in a room, how to stir emotions, not through outbursts or desperation, but with an almost surgical calmness. You don't react impulsively anymore. Everything you do has intention behind it. This calculated approach throws people off balance because they can sense something powerful beneath the surface, but they can't quite put their finger on what it is. You're no longer participating in the drama, but you're orchestrating it. They think they're playing the game with you, but in reality, you've already mapped out every move. The chaos isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create, something you control. People can feel that you've shifted from being reactive to being a force of nature, and it's that control that keeps them on edge. They're waiting for an explosion, but you're too composed for that. Your calm demeanor adds to the tension, leaving them anxious, wondering what you'll do next. What makes this so gripping for others is that while they're spinning, you're standing still. You don't flinch, you don't rush. They're scrambling to keep up, and you're in complete command, watching it all unfold with quiet confidence. It's this mastery over your emotions and the situation that makes you so powerful. You've learned that chaos, when controlled, can be far more destructive and fascinating than any loud confrontation. They're drawn to the uncertainty, addicted to the way you make them feel both excited and unnerved, as if they're part of something larger, something they can't quite understand but are desperate to figure out. Number 3, the poison of indifference. The most dangerous tool in your villain era isn't rage, passion, or even manipulation. It's indifference. That calm, detached aura is what truly gets under people's skin. When you're indifferent, it tells them that their actions, emotions, and opinions no longer hold power over you. And nothing messes with someone's mind more than realizing they're no longer important to you. It's not that you're cold for the sake of it, but you've learned that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Hate still shows you care in some twisted way, but indifference, that's the real killer. They'll bend over backward trying to provoke a reaction from you, testing your limits, just to feel like they matter in your world. But you don't bite. You've mastered the art of not reacting, and that's what drives them mad. They're used to people engaging in the emotional tug-of-war, but you've cut the rope entirely. They can scream, cry, beg, or even try to hurt you, but your lack of response makes them feel powerless. This is where you hold the most control. Indifference forces them to question everything. Why can't they get to you? What did they do wrong? Are they not worthy of your attention? They start doubting themselves, and in that doubt, they become obsessed with you. They'll cling harder, push further, hoping to break through the wall you've put up, only to find it gets stronger the more they try. In your indifference, you've shifted the entire dynamic. You're no longer the one on the defensive. They're the ones frantically seeking validation while you remain cool, distant, and untouchable. And the truth is, nothing stings more than realizing the person they're addicted to just doesn't care. That's the ultimate power play. Number 4. Master of the unseen game. In your villain era, you've mastered the art of rewriting the rules without anyone noticing. They think they know who you are, what you want, and how you'll react, but you've evolved beyond their expectations. They're still chasing a version of you that no longer exists, clinging to an outdated understanding of who you were. That's what makes it so powerful. They're running after a shadow while you've already moved on, leaving them caught in a game they don't even realize you've changed. This isn't manipulation. It's growth. You've outgrown their narrative, but they haven't caught up. While they're trying to figure you out, you've shifted the goalposts, leaving them perpetually one step behind. It's like they're playing chess, but you're already thinking 10 moves ahead. They think they can predict your actions, but you've become too fluid, too unpredictable. You know their game better than they do, and now you're using that to your advantage, bending the dynamics in ways they can't grasp. What makes it even more captivating is that they can sense something is off, but they can't pinpoint what it is. That uncertainty is addictive. They're constantly trying to decode you, to figure out why they can't seem to get a handle on you. But the truth is, they're playing by old rules, and you're playing a whole new game. You don't need to explain yourself. Let them keep guessing. Let them think they're getting close, only for you to shift again just out of reach. You've created an endless loop of pursuit where they're always chasing, but never catching. It's that constant, elusive chase that keeps them hooked, always wanting more, always trying to solve the puzzle of who you are now. But the truth is, you've become unsolvable, and that's what keeps them coming back. Number 5. Emotion as currency. In your villain era, you've come to understand that emotions are a form of currency, and you're the one setting the exchange rate. Every look, every word, and even your silence carries weight, and they're paying for it with their own vulnerability. You've learned that you don't need to scream or fight for attention. People willingly hand over their emotions to you, hoping for your approval or, at the very least, acknowledgement. It's a subtle power, but it's the most potent kind because they don't even realize they're being drained. What makes this dynamic so fascinating is that you're not even taking anything from them directly. They're giving it to you, their emotions, their insecurities, their need for validation, all laid bare, waiting for your reaction. And here's the twist. Sometimes you give it, sometimes you don't. It's the unpredictability that keeps them on edge, never knowing what version of you they'll get. One moment you're engaged, offering them what feels like the connection they crave. The next, you're distant, cold, leaving them desperate to win back your attention. You've positioned yourself in a place of power simply by understanding how much people crave acknowledgement. They want to feel seen, valued, understood. And the more you control how much of that you give, the more they're hooked. They'll do anything to keep the emotional currency flowing, even if it costs them their pride, their peace of mind, or their self-worth. You're not manipulating them directly, you're simply letting them offer up their emotions as payment, all while knowing that you control the rate of exchange. The result? They're left constantly seeking more from you, investing deeper in the hope of a return. But you've already won because they don't even realize they're the ones making the investment. Number 6, you are the nightmare they crave. In your villain era, you've become the nightmare they secretly crave. There's something intoxicating about the danger you represent, not physical danger, but the emotional unpredictability that keeps them on edge. You're not the safe choice, and they know that. Yet, that's exactly why they're drawn to you. It's not comfort they're after. It's the thrill of uncertainty, the adrenaline rush of not knowing what you'll do next or how you'll make them feel. You've become the source of both their greatest excitement and their deepest unease. They're hooked because deep down, people are drawn to what challenges them. The familiar and the predictable get boring, but you keep them guessing. One minute you're warm, offering a glimpse of connection that feels genuine. The next you pull back, leaving them in the cold, wondering what they did wrong. It's this push and pull that keeps them on the edge of obsession. They dread the idea of being hurt by you, but they're even more terrified of losing your attention altogether. What's most compelling is that they know the risk. They see the warning signs, the red flags waving clearly in front of them. But instead of walking away, they move closer. It's not because they're naive, it's because the danger you represent is irresistible. You've become their emotional roller coaster, and even though the ride is terrifying at times, they can't help but come back for more. You're the nightmare they can't wake up from, but they don't really want to. Because in that nightmare there's excitement, there's intensity, there's a depth of feeling they can't get anywhere else. You make them feel alive, even if it's in ways that sometimes hurt. And that's why they'll keep coming back, again and again, addicted to the chaos you bring into their lives. Number 7, the elegance of destruction. In your villain era, destruction is no longer about rage or aggression. It's become an art form, something you carry out with elegance and precision. You don't go around smashing things in a fit of emotion. Instead, you dismantle them, piece by piece, all while maintaining a sense of poise that makes it even more devastating. There's a beauty in how you orchestrate it. Nothing is rushed, nothing is clumsy. Every move you make, every word you say, feels deliberate, almost graceful, as you slowly unravel the situation or the person in front of you. This approach is what makes you so captivating. You're not reacting to chaos. You're creating it, but with such a calm, collected manner that it feels almost surreal. It's not about tearing someone down in a wild display of power. It's about showing just how much control you have, how effortlessly you can guide things to their downfall, all while keeping your composure. People are left in awe even if they're on the receiving end of it, because they can't quite understand how you can be so destructive and yet so graceful at the same time. The elegance of your actions is what draws people in, even when they know they should stay away. They can sense the danger, but there's something mesmerizing about watching someone who can wield destruction with such precision. It's like watching an artist at work. There's a strange beauty in the way you tear things apart without ever losing your cool. You make it look easy, as if dismantling emotions, relationships, or situations is second nature to you, and that's what leaves them hooked. It's not just the destruction itself, it's the way you carry it out, with such finesse that they can't look away, even when they know it's going to cost them. Number 8, strategic vulnerability. In your villain era, you've mastered the art of showing just enough vulnerability to keep people hooked, but never enough to let them have any real power over you. It's a delicate balance. You're not completely closed off, but you're far from easy to reach. You let them see a glimpse of something real, something raw, just enough to make them feel like they might be able to save you, to understand you on a deeper level. But you know exactly what you're doing. That vulnerability is strategic, a carefully calculated move to draw them in deeper. It's this flicker of openness that gets them emotionally invested. They think they're breaking through your walls, getting closer to the core of who you are. But the truth is, you're still the one in control. You let them think they've gained some kind of foothold, but you never give them more than what you're willing to lose. They're left chasing after that moment, hoping for more, always thinking they're on the edge of some great emotional discovery. And that's where the real power lies. By showing them just enough to make them care, you keep them tethered to you, emotionally invested in something that, deep down, they know they'll never fully have. It's the hope that they can fix you, or connect with you in a way no one else has, that keeps them coming back. But they'll never fully understand that what you show them is carefully curated, controlled. They'll never get to the part of you that's truly untouchable. You give them the illusion of progress, of breaking through, but you're always one step ahead, keeping the real you out of reach. And as long as they believe there's more to uncover, they'll stay. You've created a loop of desire, where they're constantly seeking something that doesn't truly exist, while you remain firmly in control. Number 9. Their need, your power. In your villain era, you've become the focal point of their existence, a force they can't seem to escape. Every move they make, every decision they ponder, is tinged with thoughts of you. This dependency is both exhilarating and terrifying for them. They find themselves drawn to you like moths to a flame, even though they know the fire could burn them. You are their drug of choice, and like any powerful addiction, you come with a dangerous edge. What makes this dynamic so compelling is the uncertainty you create. One moment you might offer them a glimpse of connection, a taste of intimacy that feels intoxicating. The next, you pull back, leaving them craving more. They never know if they're about to receive the relief they've been longing for, or a dose of torment that sends them spiraling. This unpredictability keeps them in a constant state of suspense, and it's that very tension that fuels their obsession. They start to construct their lives around you, making plans and choices based on your potential reactions. This dependency can be thrilling for them, but it's also deeply unsettling. They crave your validation, your attention, and yet they fear the power you hold over their emotions. You've created an emotional roller coaster that they can't get off, and they're terrified of what will happen if they try to step back. This delicate balance of desire and dread makes your hold over them all the more powerful. They're left questioning their own feelings, wondering why they can't just walk away, why they keep coming back for more even when it hurts. The more you lean into this uncertainty, the deeper their dependency grows. You've made it clear that while they're under your spell, the outcomes are unpredictable, and that unpredictability becomes the ultimate high. In this chaotic dance, you remain firmly in control, watching as they spiral deeper into their need for you, fully aware that they are helpless to resist. Number 10. Calculated emotional sadism. In your villain era, you've honed the skill of calculated emotional sadism, wielding it not as a tool of cruelty, but as a finely tuned instrument of influence. You possess an uncanny ability to read people, to understand their emotional triggers and vulnerabilities, and you use that knowledge with surgical precision. This isn't about lashing out or causing pain for the sake of it. It's a deliberate strategy, where every emotional jab and subtle cut is designed to extract precisely what you desire from them, be it love, attention, or their complete surrender. You know how to play the game, and you play it well. You can sense when they are feeling secure and comfortable, and you know just when to introduce an element of doubt, a whisper of insecurity that leaves them questioning themselves. This is a dance, and you are the choreographer. You manipulate the rhythm of their emotions, leading them through moments of ecstasy and despair, crafting an experience that keeps them on a tightrope between pleasure and pain. Each time they feel compelled to seek your approval or affection, it's a victory for you. You draw them in, make them feel cherished, only to create distance at just the right moment, forcing them to yearn for what they had just moments before. They're left scrambling, trying to decipher your next move, desperate to regain the connection that feels just out of reach. This intricate emotional architecture can create a dependency that is intoxicating. They find themselves caught in a cycle of wanting to please you, of chasing after your affection, and they'll go to great lengths to earn your attention. They become ensnared in the web you've spun, oblivious to the fact that you're the one pulling the strings. You've turned emotional manipulation into an art form, where the pain they feel isn't just hurt, it's a reflection of their investment in you. You are the maestro of their feelings, conducting a symphony of desire and despair, and with each emotional crescendo, you gain more power over them. It's not about being malicious, it's about knowing exactly how to play the game, and they are the willing participants, drawn deeper into the emotional labyrinth you've created. Number 11. Seductive ambiguity. In your villain era, you embody the essence of seductive ambiguity. You are a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, a fascinating riddle that they are desperate to solve but can never fully grasp. This mystery is magnetic. It draws them in, and every little hint you drop feels like a breadcrumb leading them deeper into the labyrinth of your mind. They become obsessed, needing to uncover the layers of who you are, but you know how to keep just enough hidden to maintain their intrigue. You understand that in a world filled with straightforwardness and answers, your complexity is refreshing. You don't conform to expectations. You thrive on their uncertainty. You share snippets of your life, little glimpses that are both revealing and obscuring. One moment, you might open up about a past experience, making them feel closer to you, and the next, you'll retreat behind an impenetrable wall, leaving them feeling puzzled and eager for more. This ebb and flow creates an intoxicating push and pull that keeps them guessing and wanting. They are left to fill in the gaps, crafting their own narratives about who you are, what you want, and how you feel. Each interpretation they create adds to your allure, deepening their investment in unraveling the mystery. But just when they think they're making progress, you shift the narrative, introducing new elements that complicate everything they thought they knew. This strategy keeps them perpetually intrigued, turning each interaction into a game where they can never quite win. You thrive on this uncertainty, knowing that the less they understand you, the more they crave to figure you out. In their search for answers, they often find themselves lost in their own thoughts, torn between fascination and frustration. It's this seductive ambiguity that ensnares them, making it impossible for them to walk away. They are hooked, caught in a web of questions that only you can answer, and the chase becomes an exhilarating experience they never want to end. Number 12. Immune to retribution. In your villain era, you've reached a state of being immune to retribution, a place where the fear of consequences no longer holds any power over you. You've transcended the need for validation or approval from anyone, especially from those who might attempt to challenge you. This freedom is liberating. It allows you to act without hesitation, knowing that their attempts to retaliate are ultimately futile. They might lash out, fight back, or try to hurt you in response to the emotional chaos you've stirred up, but deep down, they know they're already at a disadvantage. You've cultivated an aura of invulnerability that sends a clear message. You are beyond their reach. The very fact that you are unaffected by their attempts to intimidate or manipulate you is a testament to your power. They can hurl insults or play mind games, but it all feels like water off a duck's back. You remain unfazed, anchored in your own sense of self-worth. This impenetrable confidence is unsettling for them. They realize that no matter what they do, they cannot shake your resolve. This dynamic creates a psychological shift in the relationship. When they see you remain unscathed by their emotional outbursts, it strips them of their power. They are left to grapple with their own feelings of inadequacy, realizing that their efforts to undermine you only serve to reinforce your strength. You've flipped the script. While they once thought they could hurt you, you've turned their aggression into an acknowledgement of your superiority. In this arena, you are the one in control. You've laid down the rules and they must play by them. The longer they try to provoke you, the more obvious it becomes that they are the ones losing. You've already won the battle for emotional dominance, and their attempts to retaliate only deepen their sense of despair. You stand firm, unyielding, a constant reminder that their efforts are meaningless. It's a powerful position to be in, where you can continue to move through the world unburdened by the opinions or actions of those who once held sway over you. They can see it in your eyes. They've lost, and you've emerged victorious. In this intricate dance of power and emotion, you've transformed the very dynamics of your relationships. You've become an enigma, a master of emotional seduction, holding the keys to their desires and fears. By embracing your villain era, you've learned to navigate the complexities of human connection with skill and finesse, leaving others captivated and yearning for more. Your ability to evoke fascination, dependency, and even a touch of dread ensures that you remain a force to be reckoned with. As we close this chapter, remember that it's not about cruelty or malice. It's about understanding your worth and wielding your power wisely. You've crafted a world where you thrive in the shadows, a place where you dictate the terms of engagement. So, as you continue to explore this intriguing journey, keep reveling in the thrill of the chase, the allure of the unknown, and the intoxicating mystery you present to those around you. If you enjoyed this exploration of the dynamics of power and emotional intricacies, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join our growing community for more captivating insights and engaging discussions that will keep you entertained and enlightened. Hit that button, and let's keep the conversation going, because there's always more to uncover in this fascinating world we share.